Chapter 1, Introduction, Turning Your Dream into Reality. Welcome to My Business Success. Today we're diving into a topic that's crucial for anyone who dreams of starting their own business: how to build a successful startup from scratch. If you're here, it's because you have an idea, a vision, or maybe just the desire to be your own boss. But let's be honest, it can be overwhelming to know where to start. That's why in this video, I'm going to break down the essential steps you need to take to turn your dream into a reality. Whether you have a detailed plan or just a vague idea, this video will guide you through each step of the process. We'll cover how to validate your idea, create a product that people actually want, and build a team that can help you succeed. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear roadmap to follow so you can confidently take the first steps towards building your startup. So, if you're ready to stop dreaming and start doing, let's get started. Chapter 2, Step 1, Validate your idea. Let's dive into the first and most crucial step in building a successful startup: validating your idea. This is where many aspiring entrepreneurs stumble, but it's also where the foundation for your success is laid. Validation is about making sure that your idea isn't just great in your mind, but that it has real potential in the market. So how do you validate your idea? Start by identifying a problem that needs solving. The most successful startups are those that solve a real pain point for their customers. Ask yourself, what problem does my idea solve? Who is experiencing this problem? The more specific you can be, the better. Next, you need to test your idea with real people. This could be as simple as talking to potential customers or running a small-scale survey to gauge interest. The goal is to gather honest feedback and see if people are actually willing to pay for your solution. Don't be afraid to hear criticism. It's better to adjust your idea now than to invest time and money in something that won't work. Finally, iterate on your idea based on the feedback you receive. And this is a crucial part of the validation process. Maybe you need to tweak your product, target a different audience, or even rethink your entire approach. The key is to stay flexible and be willing to make changes to ensure that your idea has the best chance of success. By taking the time to validate your idea, you're not just protecting yourself from failure, you're setting your startup up for long-term success. Remember, it's better to spend a little time and effort now to ensure your idea is viable than to rush into the market unprepared. Chapter 3, Step 2, Create a minimum viable product, MVP. Now that you've validated your idea, it's time to move on to the next crucial step: creating a minimum viable product, or MVP. The MVP is the simplest version of your product that allows you to launch quickly and start learning from real customers. It's about getting something out into the market as soon as possible so you can gather feedback, make improvements, and prove that your idea can succeed on a larger scale. So what exactly is an MVP? It's not a fully finished product with all the bells and whistles. Instead, it's a basic version that still delivers the core value to your customers. Think of it as a prototype or a first draft. It should be functional enough to test your assumptions and attract early adopters. To create an MVP, start by identifying the core features that solve the main problem you're addressing. Ask yourself, what is the absolute minimum that this product needs to do to fulfill its purpose? Focus on these essential features and leave out anything that isn't necessary for the initial launch. Next, build your MVP using whatever resources you have available. If you have technical skills, you might be able to create a simple version of your product yourself. If not, consider using no-code tools or hiring a freelance developer to help you get started. Remember, the goal is to launch quickly and start testing, not to create a perfect product right away. Finally, launch your MVP and start gathering feedback from real users. Pay close attention to what they like, what they don't, and where they see room for improvement. Use this feedback to iterate on your product, making adjustments and improvements until you're ready to scale. By focusing on creating an MVP, you're able to minimize risk, save time and resources, and ensure that your startup is headed in the right direction. It's the smartest way to turn your idea into a tangible product that can grow into a successful business. Chapter 4, Step 3, build a strong team. Now that you have your MVP, the next step is to build a strong team to help you turn your startup into a thriving business. As the saying goes, a startup is only as strong as the team behind it. This step is crucial because no matter how great your idea is, it's the people who will execute that idea and bring it to life. So how do you build a strong team? Start by identifying the key roles that are essential for your startup success. These roles often include co-founders, developers, marketers, and anyone else who has skills that complement your own. It's important to find people who are not only skilled, but also share your vision and passion for the business. Next, focus on finding the right people for these roles. This might involve networking within your industry, attending startup events, or reaching out to potential team members on platforms like LinkedIn. When choosing your team, look for individuals who bring diverse perspectives and have a track record of reliability and creativity. Another key aspect of building a strong team is establishing a positive and collaborative company culture from the start. Culture isn't just about having fun. It's about creating an environment where everyone feels valued and motivated to contribute their best work. Set clear expectations, communicate openly, and foster a sense of ownership among your team members. Finally, remember that building a strong team isn't a one-time task. It's an ongoing process. As your startup grows, you'll need to continue recruiting new talent, developing your existing team, and adapting your organizational structure to meet new challenges. By assembling the right team and nurturing a strong culture, you're setting the foundation for a startup that can not only survive, but thrive. Remember, your team is your greatest asset, and investing in the right people will pay off in the long run. Chapter 5, Step 4, securing funding and resources. With your MVP ready and a strong team in place, the next step is to secure the funding and resources you need to take your startup to the next level. Financing your startup can be one of the most challenging aspects of building a business, but it's also one of the most important. There are several ways to secure funding for your startup, and the best option for you will depend on your business model goals and stage of development. Let's explore some of the most common options. First, there's bootstrapping, funding your startup using your own savings or revenue generated by the business. Bootstrapping gives you full control over your company, but it can also limit your ability to scale quickly. It's a good option if you want to start small and grow organically. Next, consider crowdfunding. Platforms like Kickstarter and Indiegogo allow you to raise small amounts of money from a large number of people, typically in exchange for early access to your product or other rewards. Crowdfunding not only provides funding, but also helps validate your idea and build a community around your product. If you're looking for more significant investment, you might seek out angel investors or venture capital, VC, firms. Angel investors are typically wealthy individuals who provide capital in exchange for equity in your company. VCs, on the other hand, are firms that invest larger sums of money into startups with high growth potential. Both options can provide the resources you need to scale quickly, but they often come with expectations for rapid growth and a return on investment. Another option is applying for grants or loans. Many governments and organizations offer grants specifically for startups, especially those focused on innovation technology or social impact. Loans, on the other hand, need to be repaid, but can be a good option if you have a solid business plan and are confident in your ability to generate revenue. Whichever route you choose, it's crucial to have a clear pitch and business plan ready. Investors and lenders want to see that you have a viable business model, a clear path to profitability, and a solid strategy for using their funds. Remember, securing funding is not just about getting money. It's about finding the right partners and resources that will help you grow your startup into a successful business. Chapter 6, Step 5, marketing and scaling your startup. Now that you have your MVP, a strong team, and funding in place, it's time to focus on one of the most important aspects of growing your startup: marketing and scaling. You could have the best product or service in the world, but if no one knows about it, your startup won't get very far. That's where an effective marketing strategy comes in. Let's start with the basics. Digital marketing. In today's world, having an online presence is non-negotiable. Begin by setting up a professional website that clearly explains what your product or service is, how it solves your target audience's problem, and why they should choose you. Make sure your website is optimized for search engines, SEO, so potential customers can easily find you. Next, leverage social media to engage with your audience. Got platforms like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn allow you to connect with your customers, share your story, and build a loyal community. Be consistent in posting valuable content and use social media ads to reach a wider audience. Content marketing is another powerful tool. Start a blog or create video content that educates your audience about your product, your industry, or the problem you're solving. Content marketing helps establish your brand as an authority and builds trust with potential customers. Once you have a steady stream of customers, it's time to think about scaling. Scaling means increasing your business's capacity to handle growth while maintaining the quality of your product or service. This might mean hiring more team members, automating certain processes, or expanding into new markets. To scale successfully, you'll need to focus on two things: efficiency and sustainability. Look for areas where you can streamline operations, such as using automation tools to handle repetitive tasks. Additionally, make sure you have the infrastructure in place, whether it's production capacity or customer support, to handle increased demand. Remember, scaling too quickly can be risky, so always keep an eye on your financials and ensure you're growing at a pace that's sustainable for your business. Chapter 7, conclusion, taking action and moving forward. Congratulations, you've made it through the essential steps to build a successful startup from scratch. We've covered a lot, from validating your idea to creating an MVP, building a strong team, securing funding, and scaling your business. Now it's time to bring it all together and take action. Starting a business is never easy, but by following these steps, you've set yourself up for the best possible chance of success. Remember, the journey of entrepreneurship is full of challenges, but it's also incredibly rewarding. The key is to stay persistent, be open to learning, and keep refining your approach as you grow. So what's next? Start by taking the first step, whether that's conducting more research, reaching out to potential team members, or launching your MVP. Don't wait for everything to be perfect before you start. The most successful entrepreneurs learn and adapt along the way. Also remember that you're not alone in this journey. There are countless resources, communities, and mentors available to support you. Don't hesitate to reach out, ask for help, and connect with others who are on the same path. Finally, if you found this video helpful, make sure to subscribe to our channel for more tips, strategies, and inspiration to help you grow your business. Leave a comment below if you have any questions or if there's a specific topic you'd like us to cover in future videos. Thank you for watching, and remember, building a startup from scratch is challenging, but with the right mindset and tools, you can turn your vision into a thriving business. Now it's time to take action and make your startup dreams a reality.